Creating a podcast from scratch can both be exciting and overwhelming. There's all the complexities that go into it, from how to name it, where to put the podcast, and what the content should be about. And one of the decisions you'll need to make when deciding to start your podcast is if you're going to do audio or video or both. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the pros and cons of an audio-based podcast versus a video-based podcast and which one I think is best.
You gotta just press record.
Hey, what's up? It's Heather Torres here from Think Media, and I am so excited to dive into today's video all about audio versus video podcasting. We are in the middle of a series on how to launch your podcast. We started with the basics of how to launch it just from your phone. We went into how to name your podcast, and now we are discussing the format of your podcast. This episode is brought to you by Buzzsprout, which is a software that we use here at Think Media for our podcast. I'll be sharing a little bit about that later, but let's jump into some of the pros and cons of which format is right for you. So the first pro in going audio only for your podcast is that it's less complexity. Really, all you have to do is grab your phone, grab a set of headphones, grab a microphone or something simple, and just get started. Having an audio only format is how you should actually structure your podcast, and then possibly later on add on video. But the pro of audio is that it's the least friction to getting started. One of the reasons why people do audio only is because you don't have to have all of this, meaning you don't need to put your makeup on or look nice on camera. You can literally be sitting on your bed in your PJs recording your podcast. Sounds kind of nice, doesn't it? Another pro of doing audio only is that it's only one step. You record the podcast and you just need to upload it to one site, like we do here at Think Media, which is Buzzsprout. Buzzsprout makes it so easy for you to simply upload your audio files, name them, and click publish. You can do this from your mobile phone or on a desktop. It's one of the simplest programs to use, and I love that it shows you right away that your podcast is published. The con of going audio only is that it's harder to get discovered. I mean, when you think about going onto the internet and searching for a podcast, if you don't know the podcast name, it's not as easy to just discover an artist, discover a creator from their podcast only. It limits the amount of visibility you can have, and really you're only on audio only platforms. You've completely eliminated the idea of reaching people on other platforms. So the con of audio is that it's not as easy to get discovered. All right, so we already know that you're going to be uploading your video as an audio file. You might as well just grab a camera and open up the possibilities to all of the other platforms. That's why having a video as another asset for your brand is a pro for doing a video podcast. Here's the thing. Most people think that if you're doing a video podcast, you need to have a great setup, you need to be looking at the camera, you need to be talking to the video audience, and you don't actually have to. All you need to do is just have a video set up, like a fly on the wall. That's what Joe Rogan does on his podcast. It's just a video set up and he's just talking to his other guests. He's not actually addressing the audience. It's kind of this fly on the wall, kind of insider scoop feeling that you get with a video podcast. So a pro is that you have that as an additional file and that you get to allow your audience to come in to the conversation or to the podcast on a different medium. By also creating a video podcast, you're allowing for this topic of your podcast to come up in search. Did you know that YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world? In the world, meaning that if you have titled your podcast well to be able to come up in search, that Google and YouTube may put your podcast in front of the right person. Remember, some people like to search things, how-tos. They need details on going deeper into what their problems are. You could be the answer on the other side of the screen. Another pro to doing video-based content is that you can upload both long-form and short-form content. Let's say this scenario. You decided to start your podcast, right? That's where you are. And you decide to click the camera on as well. Now you record the entire podcast, that you don't need to edit if you don't want to. Upload it into Buzzsprout so you get the audio form, and then upload that video to YouTube. Now, here's what's great. You can now take that video file from your podcast and create separate, shorter videos. We call this micro content that you can then put on Instagram, put on LinkedIn, have on a TikTok or as Reels. You have so many more options when you have that video file to be able to market your podcast with short form content. Short form content is winning right now online, so might as well take the long form video and turn it into short form content. Now, could you do this with audio only? Yes, but it's not as visually stimulating as creating the video out of your podcast. Another pro of doing a video-based podcast is you can create highlights or segments from your podcast, and those can be additional uploads on YouTube. This allows you to get that entire point out. Maybe you had 3 points in the long form content, or maybe you were answering questions in that. You can take each one of those and upload those as additional videos with new titles, new direction, and the ability to reach more people with all of the same content. Now, the major con of a video podcast, you have to do video. And I get it. It can be scary and overwhelming to flip on the camera and press record. It's so much easier to produce a podcast in your PJs. But can I let you in on an insider secret? When you go face to face with your audience, when you step up and step out of your comfort zone and press record on that camera, you're not only building your audience around your podcast, you're building brand, and that is invaluable. So I want to challenge you that if you're already doing an audio podcast, find a blank wall behind you and make a video podcast as well. Or turn the camera on next to your desk while you're making that podcast. Make it super simple. Don't overthink this, but pick up the camera that you have and press record. So the question of should you start an audio podcast or a video podcast? Well, my answer is a video podcast. I understand it adds complexity to getting started, but you are going to see the value in having this video podcast because you have so many options when it comes to how you can distribute your podcast, who's seeing your podcast, and the clips you can get from your podcast. So, in my recommendation, you should start a video podcast today. Now, you may be at the point where you need to figure out the artwork or how to distribute it onto Apple and Spotify, and we've got you covered. You can click or tap the screen right now to watch another video in this How to Start and Launch Your Podcast series, and I'll catch you in the next video.